students, my name is Shoumita Ghosh and I will teach you chemistry. Okay, so today the topic of our discussion is hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so let's start our class today. So initially first we have to know that what is hydrogen sulfide. So hydrogen sulfide is basically a gas in nature, okay, which is colorless and poisonous, and we could found hydrogen sulfide in various sources like in crude petroleum, in natural gas, or sometimes from volcanic eruption also hydrogen sulfide can be released in atmosphere. Clear? So next we will learn here the preparation of hydrogen sulfide. So normally hydrogen sulfide is prepared by using a metal sulfide and a dilute mineral acid. Okay, metal sulfide means like zinc sulfide, ZnS. So whenever zinc sulfide is treated with a mineral acid like HCl, dilute HCl, so what will be the products? The products will be ZnCl2. Okay, here there will be 2 HCl. So Zn combines with chloride here to form ZnCl2 plus hydrogen and sulfur will combine to form H2S. So it's just like the double displacement reaction. Okay, so from here we could get the hydrogen sulfide gas. So it is the normal method for preparation. So next we will learn here, we will see here the laboratory preparation of hydrogen sulfide, that how could we prepare H2S in the laboratory. Okay, so let's see. So the same method we have to use in case of laboratory preparation. That means a metal sulfide has to be treated with a mineral acid, and here we will use ferrous sulfide. Okay, in the solid form, ferrous sulfide in the solid form, that is the metallic sulfide, that has to be treated with dilute H2SO4, dilute sulfuric acid. Clear? Now again there will be a double displacement reaction. So after the reaction we will get here iron will combine with the sulfate. Okay, positive, negative. So it will form FeSO4. Okay, FeSO4 ferrous sulfate plus H2S gas will be released from here. So iron sulfide, it was solid, dilute H2SO4, it was liquid, and FeSO4, it will be obtained in the aqueous solution, that means the solution with water. So here H2S gas, hydrogen sulfide gas will be prepared. So now that is the chemical reaction for preparing H2S gas in laboratory. So now we will see that what type of apparatus we could use here for preparing H2S gas in the lab. Okay, so the name of the apparatus is Kipps apparatus. You can see here that I have already drawn the figure here just to save time. Okay, so just now observe it carefully. Here we could see 3 globes made of glass. Okay, 3 globes are here. This is the top or the upper globe, C. This is the middle globe, B, and this is the lower globe or the bottommost globe, that is A. Now just come to the first globe, that is C. So at the upper portion there we could see a funnel. Okay, the funnel is used here just to pour or just to put the dilute acid inside the globe. Okay, that's why the funnel has been used here. Next the funnel, that is C. At the below part you can see here that there is a long stem. A long stem is here that is connected with the globe C, and that is directly connected with the globe A. That means the globe C and the globe A, they are directly connected with the help of this long stem. Clear? Now see, globe B and globe C. So globe B and globe C, they are not directly connected by this long stem, but there is a connecting part between them through this column. Okay, through this column there is a connecting part between them. Next, in case of globe B, here you can see a delivery tube. This tube is kept here just to release the H2S gas or any type of gas, whatever, to release it from the globe B. So this tube will help to release the gas that will be produced inside the globe B. Okay, there is a stopcock here just to open and to close the path. Okay, next, now in it, so there is a connection between them, okay, between B and between C. Now here you can see these are the pieces or the chips of ferrous sulfide that has been taken into the globe B. So next, come to the process, that how we are going to carry this method forward. So initially, just to start or to initiate the process, we have to pour the acid, the dilute H2SO4 or dilute sulfuric acid through the funnel. Okay, so first of all the acid will come in this place into the globe C. Okay, into the globe C. Now as well as we are pouring more amount of acid, so gradually it will come to the bottommost globe, that is globe A. So now it is coming into the globe A. So as we are pouring more amount of acid, more and more acid, so gradually what will happen? Gradually the level of the acid inside the globe A, it will start rising up, right? It will start rising up from this part to this part. It will start rising up, and at that moment, whenever it will reach to this level, it will enter into the globe B, then it will come in contact with the ferrous sulfide particles or the ferrous sulfide pieces. So as soon as this acid comes in contact with the ferrous sulfide, it will start reacting. So by the reaction, it will form ferrous sulfide and H2S. That means H2S gas will start releasing, right? So H2S gas, it is forming here. So if the stopcock is closed here, then the H2S gas that has been forming here, that could not go out or that could not escape from the globe B. Okay, so it will just kept inside the globe B. Okay, the H2S gas that has been forming here, that will be kept inside the globe B, and that could not escape out because of the stopcock is closed. So what will happen now? Now the gas that is forming here, suppose these are the gas particles. Now these gas particles, now due to the proceeding of this reaction, due to more and more reaction, more amount of H2S gas it will be formed. So there will be a huge pressure created due to the formation of H2S gas. So now H2S gas, it will start applying pressure on each and every side, right? Gas can apply pressure on each and every side. Just like here H2S gas, it will start applying pressure in each and every side. So now it will start applying pressure in the downward direction also, and for this reason the sulfuric acid that was present inside the globe B, that will be driven in the downward direction or to the globe A. So due to the force applied by the H2S gas in downward direction, so this H2SO4, the excess amount of H2SO4, okay, that was present in globe B, that will come into the globe A. Now here also we could see the pressure of H2S gas. So due to the downward pressure created by H2S gas, okay, due to the huge amount of pressure created by H2S gas, this H2SO4, it will start moving upward towards the globe C. Okay, it will start moving upward towards the globe C, which helps to keep the acid and the ferrous sulfide particles keep detached. Okay, it will help to stop the reaction here, because as there is no contact now between the H2SO4 and between the FES, because the acid has been completely removed into the lowest globe, and that's why there is no contact between this FES and the acid. So there will be no more reaction and no more H2S gas will be produced here. So by this way we could stop the reaction here and we could stop the formation of H2S. Now when again we will open the mouth or we will open the stopcock here, then the excess amount of H2S gas that will start coming out in this path. That means what? That means the inward pressure present in the globe B or the middle globe, that will be decreased now, right? Because excess amount of H2S is going towards the outside, so therefore the inward pressure, it will be decreased down. So due to the release of the pressure, now the H2S, now the sulfuric acid, that will again start going towards the upward direction, because the pressure has been released here. So now again the H2SO4, that will move in the, so again it will go in the downward direction. Okay, due to the pressure created here, again it will go downwards. So again the level will rise and again it will come in contact with ferrous sulfide here and again the reaction will be started. So this apparatus is used in the laboratory just to make the preparation of H2S continuous. By this method we can continuously get the H2S gas. Okay, so this is the procedure by which H2S gas is prepared in the laboratory using ferrous sulfide and dilute H2SO4. Now the H2S gas that is coming out in this direction, it is now collected by the upward displacement of air. Okay, by the upward displacement. So the gas is coming, H2S gas is coming in the downward direction in any glass jar, and the air that was present here, that will be removed out, because H2S gas, it is heavier than air, and that's why H2S gas is collected by upward displacement of air. Clear this one? Okay. Now the next question that could come here from this part, that is why for this reaction we use dilute H2SO4 and why not concentrated H2SO4. So what is the reason that we could not use concentrated acid here? The reason is that any type of acid, mineral acid, which is concentrated, okay, that can act as a oxidizing agent. So if we take concentrated H2SO4 here, okay, so it will act like a oxidizing agent and the H2S gas that will be formed after the reaction as a product. H2SO4 will oxidize H2S gas also. So H2S gas will be converted into sulfur. So the expected product was what? H2S. But if we use H2SO4, then H2SO4 will convert H2S into sulfur. That means no more we are getting our expected product. As well as H2SO4 itself will be reduced to sulfur dioxide. Okay, it will be reduced to SO2 and H2S will be oxidized to sulfur along with the formation of water. So that's for this reason concentrated acids are not used for the preparation of H2S gas. Okay, and the next part, that is the physical properties of H2S gas. So initially I have told that H2S is a very poisonous gas. Okay, it is a very corrosive. It is very corrosive in nature, as well as it is having a very repellent smell, just like the rotten eggs. Okay, so the inhaling of H2S gas, it could be very much fatal for us, or it could make us unconscious also. Clear? And other properties are just like H2S is heavier than air. H2S is very sparely soluble. It is very low soluble in water. Okay. So these are all the properties that we could see for H2S gas. Okay. So in our next class we will see different chemical properties of H2S gas. So I hope that all of you have understood today's class. Okay. So we will meet again in our next class. So thanks all of you for watching this video. Have a good day.